Hi Redeemer Church, it's really great to come to you with the building at my background to talk to you about where we're going with our building project and what's been happening. So I want to give you a bit of background, tell you where we're at right now and talk about the future going into 2021. So starting off, just to give you some background, we've thought about expanding and growing as a church for some time. Feel actually it's something God has spoken to us about stretching wide our tent and expanding and making room for people to come to know Him and to become part of His family, His community. And so we began a process of looking probably more than a year ago. We looked at different sites up and down the West Coast, thinking about the potential of starting something fresh. We even put a proposal in to some of the developments that are happening to see whether we could secure some land. But in all of that process, we've ended up back on the site that we're in currently, and we know that this is a place that we have favor, we have access, it's a door that's open to us. And it's a place that we've been as a church for probably about 15 years with a great relationship with our landlord, and we've enjoyed this facility amazingly. And when the landlord began to develop his building, the commercial building that you see going up next to the church, he made space for us to build a new building on the site and created the opportunity for us to do that. And we felt at that time that this is the right thing for Redeemer Church to do. Once we settled on the site, we looked at the option of putting up a brand new building and growing into that space, and just considering where we might put it on the site, how it would suit the landlord, considering how big to go, all those kinds of things. And then not too long ago, we stood outside this building together with Alex, who's doing much of the development for the landlord, the eldership team, and considered the existing space that we have and what it would be like if we expanded what we have right now. And in the end, we've decided that that would be the best approach for us. It makes sense because we're making use of the investment that we already have. We're not kind of spending any money to start something new. It makes sense because we've got a great location on the site. Towards the Box Cafe area, there's a beautiful area, grassed area. There's entertainment possibilities, hospitality possibilities. We can move the kids ministry closer into our zone, and we can build our own campus right around the place where the existing church is. And so that's the intention, that's where we headed in terms of our building project. Well, you might be wondering, how big are we going? How big is this new facility going to be? And one of the things that come into our thinking while we've been considering that is about the gift of chairs. We were given 300 chairs. Some of you might be sitting on them right now as you watch this video. And they came to us completely free, a gift from people who are not even in the country of Mauritius, from outside. And they've been an amazing blessing to this church. And there were 300 of them, kind of more or less double what our existing facility can handle. So 300 chairs kind of got into our thinking as the possibility of the kind of size that would be appropriate, that would represent a good measure of faith, but would be achievable for us as we look to expand. Coupled with the fact that we're now moving our kids ministry out of the church completely, and so the adults and the children are meeting separately, that makes even more room. We've got about 300 adults, 80 to 100 children in the full kind of extent of the facility. That's a great number and gives us potential to grow into, and always we could meet with double services like we've done in the past should we outgrow that new facility. So we're in the process right now of negotiating with our landlord, setting up lease terms and conditions, and we're also developing a master plan that will show the facility as we intend to build it. And that will be ready early in the new year. We'll be able to put it forward together with a capital budget, and we'll begin a formal building project. But right now, there is a bit of transition work that has to happen. The location of the children's ministry containers, we have to move those into the area where we'll be as a church. That makes space for the parking that's given for the new building of the commercial developments, as well as for the church as well when we expand. And it fits with the master plan as a whole. So that transition work is the reason for me bringing this announcement to you early rather than waiting for the plans to be ready in January. We're going to be spending about 250,000 rupees just to move our existing facility to prepare in such a way that it makes sense, it contributes towards the building project, it's not wasted funds. And we're going to be needing to do that in the next month to two. And so we're putting to you this announcement to ask you to consider contributing to that transitionary cost as we prepare for the major capital investment which will come next year. It's not only that we are seeking to raise some funds for that transition, we really want to keep you informed, and we really would value your prayers. Making big decisions like this financially and in terms of the vision and the direction of the church, we require God's help. We require God's hand at work in us. We require God's power to get it done. We require wisdom. And we're asking for your prayer, your partnership, and also your contribution for this transition phase and into the new capital project that we'll start next year. We hope you're as excited about it as we are, and we look forward to an amazing new facility, amazing reach into the community to keep doing the work that God's called us to do. May God bless you, and thank you for listening to this announcement.